Yeah, yeah. The long-awaited final chapter of How I Met Your Mother. So after that bike ride, we continued writing each other. She went back to school, back to UPS in Tacoma, and she invited me down one time to meet her for the afternoon. And I was driving to her dorm, her sorority, which was in the dorm, and she was walking across the street as I was driving there. Just, I mean, what are the odds, right? And we spend the afternoon. We go to Point Defiance Park and walk around. We go to the antique sandwich shop, which is still there. And I order roast beef and cheddar, and she orders peanut butter and jelly. And I immediately think, I probably ordered the most expensive sandwich. She probably doesn't have enough money. And she has to order peanut butter and jelly. And she goes, no, 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 you don't know me and peanut butter. Nothing happened. We held hands. That's as much as we did. And it was wonderful. And I do remember I was had to gas up before heading back to the Seattle area. And as I got out to pump up the car, she got out and just talked with me and hung with me while I was filling in the tank. So we continue writing. And it becomes the holiday season. So she comes back up to the Seattle area and she goes to Seafirst, and she's in a pool, and they'll put her in whatever bank branch they need to have tellers during the holidays. And they assign her to the Capitol Hill branch. Now, I had switched jobs. I was managing Island Video at the Madison Park location, and my bank branch was the Capitol Hill branch. What are the odds? And we meet a couple of times for lunch. I remember one time I knew she was in the drive-through window, so I just drove through and asked for, could I get for $10, could I get a roll of quarters? That might have been the time where we exchanged presents for the first time. The first thing I got from her, was The Little Prince, the Book of the Little Prince, and I gave her a mixtape of mostly movie music. I tell her I can't do this anymore. She's still engaged to this guy. It's Christmas time, and I can't do it anymore. So we part our separate ways for about a week. After Christmas time, all the big Christmas movies come out, and I go see a movie, Broadcast News. Great movie. And it's about relationships. I remember years later, the director saying he wanted to make a movie about relationships, about ships that pass in the night, but pass it that way. And that's what I guess the feeling that I had after seeing that movie was I wasn't ready to let this ship go sailing by me at the night. And I call her. And again, one of those cliche things from a movie. I saw this movie, it reminded. She says we should meet. And I'm like, no, we shouldn't meet. I should never have called, blah, blah, blah. She goes, no, we should meet. So I didn't want to make it easy because I didn't think this was the right thing to do. So I said, let's meet at Kane Hall, second floor, and campus. Campus is, it's in the holiday season. So I drive there. The reason I picked that, Kane Hall is where your mom years later graduated, when she got her graduate degrees, that's where she graduated. On the second floor, there is a WPA, a Works Progress Administration painting that really inspired this one-act play I had given to her that I wrote in college. That thing that kind of unlocked the Doug's More Than Just a Bunch of Jokes when she read that. So I remember walking up the stairs to the second floor, and she's sitting on the bench. And I noticed pretty quickly that she doesn't have a ring on her finger anymore. And she tells me that the boyfriend had admitted that he had not been faithful. And she said, bye. That's all she needed. And so here I am on this bench in a building, and what do you do when all your dreams come true? You have a pretty great time. Oh my gosh, it was just so fabulous. Now, I'm not going to end the video there because I'm going to throw in the appendix. The appendix is we broke up 6 months later. We had this fabulous time, and the summer hit. I can't remember if that's the summer. I think that's the summer your mom graduated and went to Europe. But we before that, we went on a trip to Port Townsend, probably Mayish, June-ish, somewhere in there. And it was terrible. We had a terrible time. And we both kind of mutually go, we can't do this. I couldn't do this. I don't know what it was. I think, either the conversations we had, I mean, she went from one, pretty key relationship right into another one. Maybe there was some time that was needed. We continued, we would be friends. The other cliche, we'll stay friends. I remember we probably went out for a dinner occasionally, and it was just too hard. I mean, I felt that same feeling of feeling nice and feeling terrible at the same time that I felt a year ago when I was kind of in this three-way relationship. Different mixture of feeling good and feeling bad. I don't know how we were. I know we were in my apartment, in Greenwood. Maybe we'd gone out and she asked to come up. Maybe she knew something I didn't at the time. But I remember very distinctly standing in that kitchen and telling her, again, I can't do this anymore. I can't just be your friend. It hurts too much. And she said, well, if you don't want to be my friend, what do you want to be? And I stumbled out on it. She goes, what do you want to be? And I said, I want to be your boyfriend. I want this relationship more than anything. And she said, yes, that's what she wanted too. And ever since that evening in that first week of August, standing in that kitchen, ever since that moment, your mom and I have been a couple.